Greetings, geeks. Welcome to episode 512 of Geeks in Space. I am Rob Commander Taco Malda, and I am joined today by two of the finest geeks that you are ever going to get to pretend that they are in low Earth orbit for 30 minutes and talk about the Dune trailer. I have Chris DeBona.
Hey, everybody.
And Rob Roseboom.
Hello.
How are we doing, gentlemen?
Air quality is terrible in California.
Yeah. The skies are not orange here, so I guess I'm doing okay.
That's all I'm going to say.
What's the quality number?
164.
You held it upside down, so it was hard for me to parse that.
No, it's right side up. I think I may be flipped.
Oh,
or
you're
something.
mirrored. You're mirrored.
Yeah. So
that puts you like at the kind of air quality temperature concerns where the Chinese government shuts down the factories before the Olympics.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, and it's Delhi, it's China, it's not good. So it's I had to go and wash a layer of ash off all of our cars, you know. So
Wow.
yeah. So
I mean,
lots of fun.
I saw some satellite pictures this morning.
Oh yeah.
Wow, it's crazy.
I know which ones
It's
you're
not as
talking
bad
about.
today as it was on Wednesday. Wednesday, my solar panels did 1/100th their normal generation capacity. 1/100th, like less than half a kilowatt hour. And I normally get way more.
That's
Okay?
not enough electricity to power your Whopper.
It's not enough power. It's not enough to power the camera that I'm using. I'm like, the apocalypse sucks, man. It's like, you can do all the planning you think, with your renewables, and that's what happens. So.
I'm sorry, man. It's been I'm sure at this point everybody's seen the orange sky Blade Runner trailer, which is pretty spot on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, somebody put the Blade Runner music to a drone footage of San Francisco, and
there's a bunch of shot by shots, like where they were actively trying to get some shots from Blade Runner, and it's straight up, it's creepy, man.
It's super weird. Yeah.
I also like all the stories that have been going around about how we've become so reliant upon the AI autocorrection built into our phones, and the AI in the phone is just like, skies are not orange. I will turn it to a different color. This is wrong.
Incorrect.
Does not compute.
It's really true. Because I was looking out my window, so I tinted this window to my left so I could, better computer. And I'm looking at it. And this was on Wednesday, and it was just super dark. It was like it was nighttime, basically, because of the tinting. And then, like the outdoor lights on my house turned on. I'm like, oh, come on.
This is like, you remember, was it last summer or 2 summers ago when the eclipse went through? And we didn't get a full eclipse here. We got I don't know, like a half eclipse, a lot of eclipse, and
it's very confusing.
Everything that I had that was light sensitive, flipped back on. It's like, but you just have it because, now we know if that gender reveal thing was a boy or a girl, and good for him.
Yeah, no, the gender reveal party in Southern California that turned into a firefight. Oh, it's a shame that the baby's going to grow up without a home and $7 billion in debt.
Yeah, because that's how California works.
That's how it should work, right?
Yep, the debts of the father get passed on to the child.
Mm-hmm.
No. This is the child's debts. I mean, that child lit the match. I mean, let's get real. If that child didn't exist, there would have been no fire.
Wow.
So you're saying that they're going to try him for negligent creation?
Yes, exactly. Well, he didn't reach out and stop the fire. No. So and they're also investigating the Oregon blaze for arson now. Yeah. And I'm just like, because we actually had this happen a couple of years ago where a guy was burning notes from his girlfriend who dumped him and started like an enormous fire. And this was like 2 or 3 years ago, back when enormous was probably like 1/10 of what we have now.
Right now,
But,
this
yeah.
is normal.
Yeah.
This is just a bet. This is just a chance of orange.
I mean, what sort of weather do y'all have? Because, you know, I was checking like air quality, and Ann Arbor's looking pretty good, man.
Yeah, it's just kind of cold now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's all right.
it's a little unseasonably cold, I would say, but not in a outside of historical norms kind of standard. Just like normally September's a little hotter than this. I am wearing a sweatshirt, a long sleeved sweatshirt, and this marks like the third time that I've worn a long sleeve shirt since the year, and that's. A lot of times I don't need a long sleeve shirt until October.
That's really something. Yeah. No, like I have friends in Salt Lake, and they had 100-mile-an-hour canyon winds, like tear down trees throughout the Salt Lake Valley, and like people were, died. It's like, what is going on? It's almost as if there's a climate emergency.
Yes. We have had some pretty late thunderstorms this year, though.
That's true.
We had some really bad storms in the later half of summer. Usually those show up in springtime. So
I should actually get a picture and show you the branch that fell off my house during the storm like a week ago.
Yeah, you should.
It's we're not exactly sure actually like physically how it got to the ground, because like it is gigantic, and it should have it must have like bounced off of something and reflected weird, and we can't figure out how it did, because I got my drone and was flying over my roof to look for wherever the damage was, because there had to have been damage. I just got a new roof like last summer.
Oh, I didn't know you got a new roof.
Well, last summer.
Why do you need a new roof? You're in paradise with no weather.
Well, it's a 50-year-old house.
Do you get like hail?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, we don't get that. So California.
We had actually like a week ago, we had like maybe fingernail-sized hail all across my deck.
Wow.
Again, kind of unusual, but not like a symbol of end of times, like an orange sky might be.
like the sky is
really
orange as our leader.
Yeah.
That's true. The most
people
Trumpian
have made the connection.
The most Trumpian of skies. This was actually just a face, because he's having a harder time lying on Facebook. So he has to figure out different advertising. And this is like, how, remember when IBM tried to trademark a certain color of blue?
I do remember that. Yeah.
He's just trying to do that.
What's funny about this is all of his advertising is, look at how chaotic America. This is what will happen if Biden wins. And it's like, hold on a second.
Wait a
minute. You've been president for 4 years, right?
Right. This is your watch. You don't get to complain.
You, buddy.
Yeah, you don't complain about the things that happened on your watch and then say the next watch is going to be like this.
Right. Like,
it's
like do you see this dumpster fire? You don't vote for me. This dumpster fire is going to keep burning.
Yeah.
Only I can put out this.
Even worse.
Only I can put out the dumpster fire I clearly created.
This is my. Oh no, Biden's Obama.
Yep. If you let Obama's dumpster fire continue into the Biden administration, it's all your fault.
I can only make America's dumpster fire great again.
Yeah.
All right.
It's funny because it's kind of true.
Kind of horrifying, and there's a bunch of people buy into it, but okay, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Let's talk about important things. So this Tesla Model Y story is
great.
Hilarious.
You should get the picture up. It's so funny.
Yeah, there it is. Here and bam. Yeah. So so they've got like pallet strapping tape holding these corner pieces from.
What I was trying to figure out is that painter's tape.
That is my friend Gaffer's tape.
Green, okay,
very similar to my
chroma keyed.
I mean, it's ridiculous. It's like, I mean, it's got to be like a synthetic tape, though. It can't be a Gaffer's tape. It would catch on fire, wouldn't it? But I guess it doesn't get that hot. But they need something that was gentle enough that it wouldn't hurt the cooling fins. That's why they have all this stuff, right, to hold it in place. But it's like dude,
Is there a technical
not
difference between
okay.
gaffer's tape and painter's tape?
Yeah. So I think, I think gaffer's tape is easier to tear.
Okay.
It's designed to tear very straight, and it doesn't leave a residue when you remove it.
See,
So,
that's painter's tape. I'm wondering if it's basically the same thing.
well, yeah, but I think they're just slightly different. I think this has see how straight.
Oh yeah,
that is?
that's
Isn't that
thicker.
yeah. So it's thicker, right? And
It's more
yeah.
structural.
It's more structural than
Got it.
like painter's tape is really thin, and again low residue, but yeah, like frog tape is the best tape for painting.
Do you remember in the Pee-wee's Big Adventure movie where he puts Scotch tape all over his face? I was thinking you should do that.
Great.
You should do that, but with your green tape, so you become like a weird Pee-wee Herman science fiction experiment. There you go.
That's a great idea.
Let's not do that. Yeah, that's. I'm gonna go ahead and say that there's something wrong, and that if I bought my car and it looked like that, and I paid $60,000 from a new car, I'd be a little bummed.
So I did not read the story. Is his assertion that this is the way the car came?
Not only is it his assertion, it has been validated by many other Tesla users who posted pictures and discovered the same thing.
That this is the way the car came.
Yes.
Holy shit.
Yes.
This is the way their up to $80,000 Model 3 performance all-wheel drive with 370 miles of range was delivered. So that's the cooling unit for they run cooling for cabin air, the battery, and other components that need cooling fluid. That's the heat exchanger right there, right? And so it's like in the article they actually show what a proper one looks like, and like other people are like, oh yeah, there's all kinds of random shit showing up in these cars. Like,
the strap is what kills me.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I mean, I guess all of it's ridiculous, but
yeah.
So here's a proper plastic coating, but then you're like, well, wait a second, how can that be true if, wait for it, there's a proper one here. Yeah. So, and then there's this one, which is like people are basically sharing their photos from their cars. Like,
there you go.
We think this one's an appropriate one, because it's got the shaped plastic corner protector, and then a metal strap, here.
Yeah,
right?
That's the thing that it really.
This looks more professional, rather than this.
It certainly does than the other ones, but still, if I got my Tesla and I looked into it and I saw that's what was holding that cooling thing on.
Yeah.
Well, it's infuriating, and this is why I've never bought a Tesla. I mean, I think Teslas are really neat cars, except for the Model X, that's ugly, but like, and the Y, that's ugly too.
Okay.
But like
are there any letters you're okay with?
And the 3 and the S are very attractive cars, and they're really high functioning. I mean, and the supercharging network is genius, But I gotta tell you, like it's stories like this. Like I have a friend, he basically works on Model 3s and pimps them out for people, and he's like, oh yeah, no, like the welds on the first Model 3s coming off the line were atrocious. There's all these stories of like the poor quality welds and all this stuff, and I'm like, you know what, I just don't want to be experimented on by Elon Musk, whether it's like stuff being put in my brain or driving around. I'm just let someone else be the first guinea pig for this.
So since we're well aware that Elon is one of our only 2 listeners, let's just I'm going to tell it to you straight, Elon. This shit doesn't fly.
Well, it obviously does.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. I mean, all these people are like,
unlike Chris, I'm okay with the brain stuff, but you should for sure give me a better car.
Right. That's your thing, man.
Right.
I said something on Twitter. I was like, let's be real. This Neuralink stuff is not easy. Like people who get the deep brain stimulus implants, they last for 3 to 6 months.
Yeah.
sometimes they just stop working and they can't take them out there because they're there, and frankly, those people, their morbidity is usually within 3 to 5 years, right, of the implant. So it's like, they have a big fuck it going on, but at the same time, nobody wants to mess with their brains in ways that are
right. We want to do it. We want to do it the old-fashioned way by foraging for weird mushrooms.
Right.
And then just like seeing what happens when you eat this.
Yeah. But I mean, for a car, I get the, I'm probably not going to die. I get it,
That's right. I'm young. I don't need a mask.
Reasonable. I don't think people have died more often in Teslas because of their craziness. I think it's actually probably been a net positive, right? But I just don't want to be the guinea pig, I mean, I hate waiting for tow trucks. Hate it. Like, it's like my least favorite thing in the whole
Is this something that's happened to you a lot?
Well, yeah, when I first got my car, my A7, we had a problem because it was the first model year, and I had to wait on the side of the road for a tow truck in 100-degree heat. And it's a black car. It's basically a dark blue car. And I'm just like, what was I thinking?
And everybody knows that if you,
I should only buy Honda Civics.
If you drive a black car under an orange sky, is that sailor's delight or is that sailors take warning?
Something sailors take warning. I don't know. I'm not a sailor, man. Do I look like a sailor? I live in a computer.
It's beer before liquor. I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
Yeah, never quicker.
Yep. Clear before liquor. Never be sicker.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Wine before time. Add that to your lamb.
Orange sky. Time to move.
Well,
period.
Let's move on to the haiku portion of the show.
AQI over 160. Get the hell out.
Yeah. Did you see that they're claiming that Borat 2 has already been shot and streamed?
I saw that.
Oh, I hope it's just all about like these wacko QAnons.
Yeah.
You
because he got busted a while ago, like for like what was the? He went to like an alt-right thing and like was interviewing people.
That was really funny.
But then he came back after the event like in a different costume to do his interviews. I tell you, man, I got nothing but respect for that guy. He seems like he is the real deal.
He's a genius.
Did you guys watch This Is America? That was his show, right? Not that great, I didn't think.
I saw some clips from it. I think that's kind of true about Borat and the rest, right? It's like, they're genius.
I love Borat.
They're absolute genius. But if you had to watch it again, you'd probably skip a bunch of stuff.
Like the entire thing about the poop and the butt.
I like the cringeworthiness of it. I like watching how people deal with that.
But I think that for me is the thing with Borat. I love when he's deceiving people and like getting them to make revelations about themselves. Like it's kind of a perfect character for that. But I don't care about the other stuff, like the obviously staged stuff where he's like going and like what is he tries to seduce Pamela Anderson or something in the first movie.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't care about any of that.
But yeah, when he's at the rodeo, talking all his racist shit and getting everyone to cheer, gets them all to sing "Throw the Jew Down the Well." I mean, that is when it's the best, right?
And like, what's cool is that like he obviously has an axe to grind, like with anti-Semitism and like race.
Sure.
Like he's got a chip on his shoulder, and he is going in and winning.
Genius. Yeah. No, I mean, like I think it was it Romania that he was parodying or something. Oh no, Kazakh, right? So Kazakhstan, like they registered a complaint with the US government.
Well, dude, when I can't remember what year it was, but they had a woman archer who got a gold medal and they played the fake Kazakhstan national anthem from Borat while she was getting her medal. To her credit, she stayed classy and didn't say anything, but how do you screw that up? That is hilarious.
You're telling me that you don't just have like an MP3 player with track 38? Somebody made that decision.
Well, no, you know how it is. People they go onto Google image search, they go onto YouTube, they go onto, search engines, and they're like, Kazakhstani national anthem.
Kazakhstan, they haven't won a gold medal since 62. We don't need that one.
Yeah,
and the number one hit was from Borat, and that's what they used.
One. This sounds right. Throw the what down the well? Sure. Okay. Yeah.
Yep. Pressing the button.
Guy. Hit the button.
Let's see. There's a fun one, Chris, for you more than anyone, but what does obscurely named Unix commands stand for? There was one of them in there that I didn't know. Let's see. Because I knew biff and awk and grep. Although I always thought that they have cat, and I always thought that was just from concat. I never thought that it was from catenate. I thought it was from concatenate, but that's...
Well, I thought it was concatenate myself, honestly.
Okay, I didn't know that the command T existed. I've never used it.
Oh, yeah.
It's
great.
I've never had a need for it.
Yeah. Yeah, you can send a pipe in 2 directions. It's perfect.
I've never needed it.
Yeah. It's but now that you know that you have it, will you use it? I think so.
No, there's no reason for me to use it. Do you know how often I need to write a shell script more complicated than like 3 parameters to curl?
I don't know. All I know is that you had to do the manual Twitter tweet today. So
that's true.
Maybe T is the answer.
That could be. If I would have.
And imagine you take FFmpeg as your target for your RTSP stream, and then you send it to T, and then you send it off through FFmpeg to 2 targets.
So then I don't even need restream, man.
You don't even need restream. You can do it all yourself.
I'll save $0 and I'll have to maintain a complicated additional shell script instead of just clicking the button.
That's what computers are for.
Yep, sounds reasonable.
Yeah.
Everybody knows Biff, though.
Yeah.
Let's see. We had one. We had the Dune trailer, which I feel. There's an app now to tell if you're drunk walking, which I really actually like, because there's actually versions of this thing that I groove on. Like there was one that's detecting. What was it? I think it was a watch app that was doing like gait detection, and it was detecting like not Alzheimer's, Parkinson's or something. Like way early.
Yeah, this is like well, you might remember from the Lost episodes where when they instituted all the scanning, the millimeter wave scanning in airports, I was like, if they combined that with like some diagnostics, people would be kind of enthusiastic. You'd say, hold on a second, you've got a melanoma, or hold on a second, you're going to have a heart attack in 30 days. I mean, like, then everyone would be like, let's go to the airport. Right. They'd be super into it.
It's like Minority Report, and then you walk through the scanner, and then they tell you if you're going to kill a guy, and then they just throw you straight in jail because 7 years from now you're going to murder. Stupid precogs.
Sure. So 1 in 100 will go to jail prematurely and incorrectly, but 99 will find out if they're going to have some indigestion later. And isn't that really the point?
Right. Yeah. I'm all in. Okay, I think that was everything that we had on the list that was not the Dune trailer.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't want to do this without Bates, man.
He's not coming in during a day call.
I know, but look at this thing. It's amazing. You got Chani, you got Paul, you got Duke Leto, you got Duncan Idaho, you've got all these callbacks to the Lynchian Doom.
You got MJ.
Doom. You got Spider-Man.
You got Aquaman.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of great, like the Bene Gesserit, the Gom Jabbar. I mean, Fear's the Mind Killer, Fear's a Little Death. I mean, it's great, and like these ships are straight out of Dune.
I like the ships.
Lynch's Dune, right?
Yep.
I
like that they don't look like ships. Like that's a hard line to walk. Wasn't this Patrick Stewart's character? Wasn't that Duncan?
That was Patrick Stewart's character. Yes, exactly. You know?
Who's Oscar Isaac's character? What's his deal?
He's Duke Leto.
Who was he in the first one, or in the Lynch
Paul's
version?
father.
No, who was who was the actor?
Oh, the guy from the U-boat movie.
Oh, yeah. I have a face. That's my problem with this, is that I read the book in college, and so like for me, I've seen the movie. You know, probably I've seen the Lynch movie
Jürgen
5
Prochnow.
times. What's that?
Jürgen Prochnow.
Jürgen Prochnow. That's quite the name. I think that Prochnow might actually be one of the obscure Unix commands that we don't know its origins.
Prochnow.
Yeah.
Did you see the sci-fi take on it?
I did.
So,
but
channel.
only like the first season, and that was a train wreck.
Yeah,
It was
I couldn't
more.
do it.
It was closer to the book than the Lynch version, but that doesn't necessarily make a good movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you know if they're structuring? I mean, they have to be structuring this movie as a franchise.
Yeah, actually, this is part 1 of 2.
Oh,
is how this is being.
Did they pre-film it, or did they?
I don't know if they filmed the second one, but it was part of the contract between Denis Villeneuve and the studio that he refused to do it unless there was 2 movies in the can. He's just like, no. Yeah, if you want me to do this movie, I have to do it across 2 movies because there's too much to do.
Yeah,
makes sense.
And, yeah.
A big book.
So I'm okay with it. I figure they'll probably start like the second he awakens. You know, that's probably, and then it's the end of the movie. You know, like he takes the water of life. Bam! Stay tuned for part 2. You know,
seems like an epic finale. Okay, so how are we on the Pink Floyd?
I actually liked what they did, but
you know,
Mr. Roseboom,
dude, I'm a cover snob, and I don't think you should cover a song unless it will be substantially better. I think, and I think Dark Side of the Moon has the actual lyrics of it has very little to do with the story of Dune.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I was like, I loved the use of the song in the trailer, but I'm like, but. You know, they come to the crescendo, and that is eclipsed by the moon. Yeah. And I'm like, you know, were you gonna say? Did they mean to say worm? You know, because that would have been all right. You know,
it's like you know, quite often a lot of songs that you use for marketing purposes, they don't really listen to the lyrics of the song. It's just whatever the chorus is.
Yeah.
Like "Lust for Life" being, you know, used to sell cruises,
cars,
you know, and stuff. And like, I don't think you really understand the spirit of that song, or even, you know, like something that's out of my wheelhouse, like that Like a Rock song they used to sell a truck. You know, it's like, you know, this is about a rough life and you steadfastly living through shit, right? But now it's about selling a truck. So I don't know.
I mean, I suppose the classic
I
example...
understand why they do it. I just wish they wouldn't, I guess.
How Born in the USA is really not a pro-USA song.
Right.
It's got that hook, man.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know. I enjoy the trailer is the long and short of it. Now, what's funny is, so I made my daughter watch it and my son, and they're like, so what are you talking about with this older Dune? And I was like, oh, well, let's watch it. So we started watching it, and we started talking about the Jodorowsky Dune.
All right.
And I'm like, you have to remember, there was a first version of this that never got filmed, where Pink Floyd was going to do the soundtrack, and Salvador Dali was going to be the Emperor Shaddam IV.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
But he was only going to work for one day.
Well, yeah, no, he wanted $100,000 for one day's work or whatever, but it was just like, oh, excuse me. Like, there's a whole thing on Wikipedia that I was reading about it, and it's just like the people they were going to have in this thing. I feel like we lost a generation. You know, it's like, it was crazy. You know, Tangerine Dream was going to throw into it. You know. Yeah, H.R. Giger and Dan O'Bannon worked on it, and it's like, and then they went on and took that work and did it in Alien. I mean, just like Orson Welles Gloria Swanson, David Carradine, Mick Jagger, Udo Kier, Anna Mandelier, and some brandos who I don't recognize. But it's like, holy crow, man. This would have been incredible.
For sure.
You know?
Now, that said, I have nothing but fondness for the Lynch movie. I'm well aware of its warts.
I love the Lynch movie. I love it.
I know when we do it for Geeks in Space for movie night, I think we should try to split it up and have each of us watch a different version.
Yeah, it's so good. And look at this. Look at this, Dave Bautista. I got to tell you, Dave Bautista is an absolute union. Perfect choice. Just, you know, and also, can I just say, Dave Bautista, he's perfect in everything he's in, because he's like, listen, my name's Dave Bautista. I'm going to be playing Dave Bautista, kind of mean, angry, but you know, I'd appreciate it if we didn't have to put any crap on my head, and let's do it, you know,
right?
And just he's perfect. Look at this guy, you know.
I think I said this.
I think he makes an excellent Drax.
Yeah, you should see his episode of Room 104 is actually pretty decent.
Yeah, I bet.
He plays a wrestler in therapy, coming to grips with something that happened in his past. Ooh, it's neat, but I like Room 104.
Yeah, and like their worm is a big one. This is not a small worm. This is like one of the big.
Yeah, I was gonna say I like how they show just how humongous it is. Like that is something I think gets lost a little bit even in the Lynch versions, even though they ride them and stuff like that. This one seems bigger to me, you know.
Right. In the Lynch one, I feel like they're riding semi trucks. This to me looks like a boat. And I like that better.
Yeah.
Although the design for this is just like a purple worm from D&D. So, you know, I look at that and I think that thing doesn't really go through sand very well because it's got a big flat face, right? That can't close or be more sand dynamic.
I was thinking silica dynamic.
Yeah, I was, my only thoughts was I'm not really big into the porcupine thing. But like,
that either.
When the dunes start shaking as they're running, it was honestly, it gave me chills that I haven't felt since like that first scene of Jurassic Park when I was a kid and the water.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, they're gonna nail these worms. So I don't know. Yeah. I'm cautiously optimistic, which I should never be for a Dune production.
For damn sure.
I mean, after the sci-fi one, I mean, like I watched part of it and I'm just like, nope, I'm out. And like I was looking at stills of it with Franny, my kid, and I was like, you know, we were looking at them. She's like, wow, these are like the very sad low rent versions of the Lynch people.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, yeah, it's kind of the Canadian, you know, let's get everyone who's not currently working on Stargate and let's do
right.
There just needs to, like, Toronto or whatever is like the asterisk that you put on a TV show. Like, it's a TV show, but it's a Toronto TV show, and most of the time,
well, there's some really good shows there. I mean, come on,
sure.
You know, I think they filmed Orphan Black there. They filmed a bunch of stuff there.
Sure.
It's stand-in for New York, you know, but
a lot of times.
Yeah. Well, along those lines, I started watching Away, and it's literally like every out-of-work Canadian actor left over from Stargate shutting down and all the rest, and it's not so good yet. You know, I don't know if it gets better, but
are they hour-long episodes or 30 minutes?
They feel like an hour.
Oh, that's not a good sign.
Yeah,
I want to watch an episode of that, and I want to watch an episode of the Wolves show that Ridley Scott did.
Raised by Wolves. Yeah, I bet you that's fine.
I got about 15 minutes into the Raised by Wolves, but I was just too tired.
Is it about werewolves, or is it?
No, it's basically like, from what I can tell, a little bit like Mother.
No, okay.
Where it's about human beings who are raised by androids on this planet.
Mm-hmm.
Mother. So Danzig shows up and raises the children.
No, not that Mother.
Oh, different Mother.
The Netflix movie with Hilary Swank,
yes,
who was in Away.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
I hope that theaters are safe in time for Dune, for your sake.
You have to realize I have a perfectly balanced way of watching movies. So as soon as it hits, I don't know, streaming or something. But
see that this goes back to my problem, man. Like, I want to watch Tenet right now, and
it's not worth dying for.
I agree, but I am an impatient man, and I do not want to have Tenet spoiled.
Is your local movie theater even open?
I don't think so.
Yeah. I mean, you'd have to fly somewhere, quarantine for 2 weeks, then go and see it in like Leicester Square or something. That's a lot of work, man.
That's not going to happen.
There's a couple drive-ins that are open around, but I don't think.
Oh God, it'd be terrible to watch it. I like the nostalgia feeling of drive-ins, but they're actually a pretty bad experience.
I saw what was it, Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter in a drive-in, and it was fantastic.
Yeah, that's perfect.
That's the best place to see a movie like that.
A certain type of movie fits the drive-in or the drive-in well.
The drive-through movies.
Yeah, the drive-through movie.
Yep. You drive fast and you get done faster. All right, let's say goodbye.
Goodbye.
We have crossed the 31-minute mark. 37 minutes. Never mind. All right. Let's say goodbye to Chris DeBona.
All right. I'll catch you later.
Fare thee well, Rob Roseboom.
See you, everybody.
And this has been episode 512 of Geeks in Space. I'm Rob Commander Taco Malda, and we will see you Monday with the news.